Well, Darren, first of all, congratulations on the role. Let's start with, how did the decision come about for you, and have you managed to settle in at all?
Yeah, it's been a pretty hectic few days, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Spent a bit of time around the club yesterday, getting to know some people around there and really getting a feel for it. So yeah, that was really beneficial. And yeah, as soon as I started these conversations with the club, and I realised how ambitious they were and where they wanted to go with it and everything that's in place, then I knew that this was the right place for me, and I couldn't wait to get that contract sorted for me to step in. So for me, yeah, it's a huge honour and a privilege to be in this position, and I just can't wait now to get started.
The club has spoken about that they were impressed with your vision, Aaron. So what does that vision look like for you? What is that ambition, and kind of what is the identity that you want to print on this team?
Yeah, I have a really clear a way of playing, an identity that I want to create. But that is built on clear principles first, and then underpinned by elite habits and everyday behaviours. These are the things that I really want to instill into my team first, and that is what I really believe that will give us the platform to build our success on.
In your interview during the announcement, you spoke about the fact you've played under some of the best managers across all of your spells. I just wonder, are there certain traits from managers that you have played under and certain head coaches that you'll take into your role here?
Yeah, I've been really lucky and blessed to have played under so many great managers who have all brought different attributes that I really liked, and I've taken little snippets here and there. But yeah, I think that has given me, I've been lucky to work in some of the most elite environments in football and been exposed to that. So that gives me the confidence really to go forward and lead and inspire this team.
Any messages from head coaches or former players wishing you luck?
Yeah, there's been a few. I mean, my phone did blow up a little bit yesterday, but won't go into fine detail about that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I've had a load of messages and a really positive reaction to it, so which has been really nice.
I just wonder, will one of them be your former teammate, Jack Wilshere? I know that you were briefly reunited when you were at Cardiff and he was at Norwich, but you'll be meeting at least twice this season. So did you get a message from him? Are you looking forward to being...
No, I'm still waiting for that message. No, Jack obviously is a great friend, teammate of mine back in the day. So yeah, it'll be good and interesting to come up against him later on in this season.
Well, it's your first permanent managerial role. With that comes pressure, but also, do you feel like you're going in with a point to prove? Are you excited? Do you feel at a certain level you're going to be undermined going into this league at all?
No, I'm really excited. I wouldn't be sat in this position if I didn't think I was ready. I've been planning for this now for the last few years. Like I said before, I've been exposed to some of the best environments in football. I've played in different continents, different countries, and all of this, gives me the belief that I can lead this team and make a real impact on it.
I appreciate it's only been 24 hours, but there was a change in terms of like a board reshuffle last month. Have you got a gist of what needs to be done here? We spoke about the ambition, but is it an entire rebuild? What is it that needs to be done here?
No, I think with this, being exposed to some of the staff and that yesterday, there's a lot of good people here and real good staff here who care about the football club. So that was why I really wanted to get into the club and have an understanding of that first. But obviously in the meetings and the discussions that we had previously, the vision and where they want to go to, that all aligns with me and the way that I see things as well. So yeah, I mean, everything is in place now for us to kick on again this season and put everything in place now before the start of the season.
And is the ambition striving for promotion? Is it just kind of building those steps? What is it for you personally?
For me now, success looks like is instilling these everyday, behaviours and habits into my team, and giving us the platform then, which I'm confident that success will follow that.
All the best. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Aaron, you've obviously had detailed discussions with the board. What can you tell us about how you think Oxford United's identity will look going forward?
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, I have a clear identity that I want my team to be like. I know what the fans expect of this team, hard work, and like I said yesterday, that's one of my core principles. So, that'll be a non-negotiable for me. And I really want the fans to be excited and to be proud every time they come and watch their team. So it's just lining everything up to that, and for them to come with a lot of excitement every week.
After a couple of years of being a relatively small club at championship level, would you expect your team to play a little bit more front foot than Oxford United have been able to over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't want to go too much into detail about what's previously happened. What I can say is this is a great opportunity for us now to look forward. And I'm really excited to get in the club and meet the players. It's a talented group of players. And I'm sure that they'll enjoy the way that I want to play and I see the game. So, yeah, we're going to need everybody right behind us in order for us to get the success that we want.
You had a stellar career all over the world. How much are you going to have to immerse yourself in League One detail?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've been exposed to some of the highs of football in them elite environments, but you know, people around the club have been exposed to them leagues. The staff that I look to add to as well will have a lot of experience in them. So I think is a real good mixture and a blend there that will all of our experiences together will make the best decisions for Oxford, and I'm really excited about that.
And just finally from me for now, people have almost been plotting your managerial career for a long time while you've still been playing. Is it important that you don't worry about being the next Wales manager, as some have said you will be, and actually concentrate on the first step as a permanent manager?
Yeah, listen, I said this is a great honour and a privilege for me to be in this position. I've been preparing for this, and I'm really excited now for my time here. I can't wait to get started, and I want to make my impact immediately. So I'm just fully committed and focused on this job.
Aaron, welcome to Oxford United. You spoke a lot about identity and the sort of style of play that you want to instill. You played under some managers who played some exciting, expansive football. Is that something you want to bring? How important is entertaining fans in your style of play?
Yeah, I mean, that is important. You know, that's the kid inside you. That's why you started playing football, is that you want to be scoring goals, you want to be excited on the front foot, and yeah, I want my players to have that feeling, and I want the crowd to be excited every time they come to watch.
How big a job is this in terms of? I guess it's a clean slate coming down to League One, and with the manager, well, a new manager for you. How much of a challenge is this job?
I mean, every job is a challenge, but I see this as a great opportunity to look forward. There's so much going on in the background as well, where there's the new stadium being built in a few years. This, I think is a good chance now just to reset. What's happened, put that behind us, but we can look forward, and I think we'd be really optimistic about what the future looks like here.
Am I right that you did some coaching badge training with Will Fox, Simon Eastwood recently? Any chats with them about the club, or what was your first meeting of them like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've played with Vokesy in the past, and he's been on the pro license as well. So I mean, we were concentrating on the pro license then, not really talking about Oxford and his situation. So yeah, I mean, yeah, not really had any conversation about that.
I know it's been a fast-moving couple of days, but have you had much chance to look at the squad and get your thoughts on the squad as a whole, and how much work do you think he's doing on the squad?
No, I've been really impressed. Really excited to get to know the players. I think there's a lot of potential in this team. Really talented group. So, yeah, it's just about aligning that now with the way that I see the game and getting them to buy into that. So, I'm sure they're gonna enjoy that and see the game in a different way. Just can't wait to get going with them. Cheers.
Thank you. Welcome in. Obviously, you said you've been having a look at the squad as well, and having had such a good career yourself. Are there any players there that you think you see elements of yourself in, or are particularly excited to work with?
I mean, look, general terms, yeah, I'm really excited to be, with that squad. There's some really good, talented individuals in there, but also things that I've seen that I really like. So I'm really looking forward to next week when I can get on the grass with them. I know it's the beginning of pre-season, so it is about sort of easing your way into them first few sessions. But I'm excited to get going, and I'm sure I can stamp my mark on this team as well.
Obviously, a few sessions coming up, some of the first ones. Is there sort of a key message that you want to get through straight away? Is there
I mean, it's just, like I said earlier, about everyday behaviours and habits for me. These are the big things. That's what we build our, that's the foundations to what we build our success on. And, this is so important for me. You see the real top teams and they have this. So in order for us to be able to achieve what we want to achieve, that's the number one thing that I'll be looking to bring to this team.
And you said you've had some messages of support as well, but is there anyone in particular that kind of inspires you, any managers that you worked under that you think you take things out of their book?
Yeah, listen, they've all been inspiring in many different ways, and like I said, I've taken little bits out of everyone. So I won't go into finer detail and name names, but for me, I've been very lucky to have been exposed to some of the great managers in the game. So I have taken one or two things from some and things that I really like. That's all part of my sort of, my experiences and my armour now.
The fans did seem quite confident at the end of last season that this squad would be able to go up to the Championship again next season. Do you feel that sort of confidence?
I believe there's a lot of talent in that group. I'm really, looking forward to, playing, getting on the grass and managing them. So, I mean, I did a lot of research and speaking to the guys here and about the squad, and it's just excitement more than anything. We have so much to look forward to and real quick wins that we can achieve with this team as well. So, looking forward to next week.
Thank you.
What's any questions for Tim and X?
Tim, can I just ask about the timing, because it's probably been the one thing that people have raised an eyebrow at. It's 6 weeks since the end of the season. Could you talk us through why this couldn't have been done in a week or two after the final game of the campaign?
Yeah, I mean, there is a glib answer to this, which is the timing is the timing is the timing, Jerome. But I think the sort of slightly longer answer is probably that there was an awful lot of change, as has been referred to already, at the kind of ownership and board level during that period of time. And inevitably that is going to take some time for settling down. It's going to take us time in the club to get used to what that change looks like and how that goes forward. And I think the time that's been taken has actually been the right time for us as a group on the ground here in Oxford to kind of work out what the ambitions are going forward, which are mercifully unchanged from where we were towards the back end of the season. But equally, it's very easy to make a very snap decision, and you can be criticised for making very quick decisions that don't go well. We've made a very well thought out decision here. These decisions are never easy, as I've referred to before when this has happened in the past, and you've got to make sure that you are doing what is the best thing for the squad, for the club, and for where we want to be going forward. And it was again been referred to already that we've got enormously ambitious plans for the club going forward with respect to the new stadium, with respect to just growing the squad and trying to make our way back into the Championship, which is where we feel we should be. But the timing is the timing is the timing, and I don't think we would have. We could shave a couple of weeks off this, shave a couple of weeks off that, but I think we've got to the right point at the right time and made the right decision.
Is getting back to the Championship this coming season the aim, the priority, or is it absolutely essential?
I think it would be ridiculous of us to say that we are not aspiring to be back in the Championship, but we have to recognise that of the clubs going down from the Championship, some of the clubs even coming up from League Two, this is not an easy league to be in. And we say that every year. We feel suddenly we're in the really difficult league. It's like, damn, why is this happening? But it is not an easy league. There are going to be some big spending clubs. And now, I could spend all afternoon, Jerome, talking to you about some of the issues that are happening in League One at the moment with respect to, individuals or clubs wanting to really curtail spending, cut spending, and push forward for more restrictions on what clubs can do. For me, we want to make sure that we remain in a strongly competitive position with a squad that is capable of competing and getting into the playoffs, if not beyond the playoffs. So I think, the ambitions will become very clear as we move forward through the season. But I think at this stage, this is about making sure that we're in the strongest possible position to be, as good as we can possibly be for next season. And with Aaron and Ed on board here, I think that puts us in that right place.
In January, you appointed a manager, and it was suggested that we would move away from kind of regular change. And I appreciate what you said about the board changing, maybe has moved the goalposts a little bit on that. Is it still the aim to have a bit more stability in the manager's office?
It would be, again, the counterpoint to that question is no, I want to be changing managers every 6 months, and I don't think anybody in the club wants that to happen. But I think what we've also got to realise is that, you know, it is an incredibly fast-moving, very volatile business that we're in, and sometimes you do need to make those difficult decisions. And whilst the timing of kind of moving away from the previous head coach may seem a little bit rushed and a bit quick, I would disagree with that. I think that what we want to do is take stock of where we are, what we need to do next season, and make sure we've got the right people around us to do that. You know, of course, everybody would like to move away from kind of that kind of, you know, every 6 months or so. But I think we've also got to recognise that, you know, the vast majority of managers, and I hate to say this while Aaron's sitting next to me, but you know, we're not talking in a day and age now where we get people who are going to a club for 25 years, as has happened in the past. I think we need to accept that, you know, clubs do sort of evolve relatively quickly these days because they have to, because everybody else is doing the same. Whether that will stabilise over time with different financial rules, with different expectations, who knows? But I think what I will say at the moment is we've got the right person in at the right time now.
This may be for you or Ed, about the staffing changes behind Aaron. He's hinted that there might be one or two more changes. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I don't think it's right to go into details right now. There's still some bits to discuss and finalise, but there will be an announcement in due course with Aaron's staff, and you know, we'll be ready to go day one of pre-season.
Which isn't that far away. And one of your roles is recruitment. Has the managerial change put a pause on that over the last few weeks?
No, look, there's been a plan in place for a long time. You know,
Yep.
you know, 2 plans in place, to be honest, going back to last season. So naturally, over the last couple of days, of course, it has. Players want to wait to see who you're going to bring in. Thankfully, obviously, this has been wrapped up pretty quickly. But yeah, look, you know, myself and Aaron and the club are really aligned on what we think the squad needs, and now it's a case of executing that plan through the transfer window.
So you two had discussions already about recruitment?
We actually had a Zoom call this morning with our new chairman. So yeah, it's, you know, that's obviously a key priority now. Of course, finalising the bits with Aaron's staff and being ready for pre-season, but of course, recruitment is priority number one.
And how important is retention this summer?
Big.
And are you fighting off bids for players?
We've had a few bids. I think we're in a really fortunate place with our shareholders and our owners. You know, like, unless you're Real Madrid in this game, everyone's, you know, you have to be a selling club, right? But if players leave, it'll be on our terms. It's not going to be a flash sale or anything like that. We've discussed with Dusan, Tim, and the owners that, you know, one of what we think can be our strength this year is a continuity within the group. If you look at the other 2 teams coming down, massive football clubs, but it's big, full-scale rebuilds to their squads. Whereas with us, we feel like we've got the core of a really good group, many of which have been promoted out of League One, many of which have played, you know, close to 100 games in the Championship now or more. So retention will be important, and like you said, like every team, we want to keep our best players, of course.
Just finally, Aaron, when will you meet the players? Will it be when they return to training in a week's time? Will you speak to some of the senior players beforehand?
Yeah, I had a couple of conversations yesterday with some players who are already in, but we will start next week now, so I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, the players going to be really, you know, can't wait to get going with them. It's going to be a really exciting time for us. But there will be some discussions now had before then. But I'm excited.
Stay for a couple more if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great. 5 to 10 minutes. Just wondering how much of Aaron's availability played a part in making the change, and how excited are you to have, I guess, obviously everyone's talking about the name of Aaron Ramsey, but how excited are you to have that, and I guess something fresh?
Yeah, no, of course. I think we've got to, you know, for us, it's about separating Aaron Ramsey, the player, to Aaron Ramsey, the head coach, right? You know, the way Aaron sees the game, the ideas he has, the values that he's going to bring to this football club are really, really exciting. So that, you know, that off the bat is it's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we can build together. What was the first part of your question, sorry, Marco?
How much did Aaron's availability play a part in the decision?
Yeah, of course, it's a consideration, of course, but it's not, it's not the overwhelming one. The process with these kind of things is, it's like players, it never really ends. You always have your finger on the pulse. You're always aware of who's available, who's not available. We know more than most. We've had both sides of the coin, where you can be top of the league and lose your manager, you can be bottom of the league and change your manager. So you have to be ready at all times. But yeah, it's a consideration, but not an overriding one.
Can I ask a little bit about the recruitment structure? Obviously, Scott left the club earlier as part of the changes, and Dusan's come in. Is he going to have a bit more of a hands-on side on the football side?
Look, obviously, Dusan's from a football background, so he knows the game. He knows how transfers work, so he will have more of an insight possibly than what's come before. I think when Scott joined, we're in Championship. So we haven't decided fully whether we're going to replace him yet, but ultimately, we've got a well-stocked recruitment department, some really talented people in there. And to be honest with you, the bulk of the work, in fact, all of the work for this window is done, and it's a case of executing the deals now. The scouting's done. That's in the past. So, of course, Dusan will be involved as every chairman is, but yeah, that's where we are.
So it's more a case of getting the deals done. Has the what's been going on above boards had much of an influence on? In
terms of the board level?
Yeah.
Yes and no, because it happened quite quickly, right? Obviously, we've changed. There's new ideas. There's new ways of working that, as Tim alluded to, we have to obviously get to grips with as well. So, also, we're all acutely aware we've got a full squad as it stands. Now, of course, some players will go. We are going to improve in certain areas, but what we can't do is, there you go, Aaron, there's 30 players day one of pre-season, knock yourself out. It doesn't work. So we have to, timing is everything in football, and we have to make sure that, those two things align.
Just lastly for Aaron, are you going to be commuting or living locally, and what's your plan for looking forward?
Yeah, there'd be a process now, wouldn't there? Looking for somewhere up here as well, but yeah, I mean, it is really close to Wales, so a few of the staff I know are Welsh and have houses there as well. So I mean, look, that's a decision to make, but I'm fully committed here, and I will be having a base here as well.
Will you have any connections at Arsenal or Cardiff that you could maybe be looking at for recruitment or anything?
I mean, I've got connections all over the continent. So I'll be using my experiences to my advantage. Yes.
Get some Mexican players.
Maybe, yeah.